Hey YouTubers, it's Here Comes Charlie with part 2 of what will probably be a 3-part series on pipe stem restoration. In the first part, I talked about starting with a pipe stem that had a lot of deposits on it. I'm going to show you what I started with, just to recap. So here's what I started with. A really creepy looking pipe stem, and looks pretty skeezy, especially when it's somebody else's skis. It's twice as gross. So this is what I started with. I started by scraping it with one of these, an X-Acto knife. It worked great. See the video. I'm just going to call it Pipe Stem Restoration Part 1. Here Comes Charlie. So I started with something like that, and I ended up, here's another one I did, with something that looked like this. Not perfect, but not full of deposits. So I would consider that step 1. If you were to get a little bit of toothpaste and work that in with your thumb, you could probably polish it to like a semi-matte finish. I think I've actually done that one here. So this is that little toothpaste rubbed on it. It's not perfect, but it's not totally creepy either. So I consider that a step 1. Step 2 is going to be bleaching. And the reason why I scraped before bleaching is that I want to keep the bleach time down. I'm just getting started this. I'm trying to tread carefully, so it takes a little time to scrape, but it gets off all the heavy deposits, and I believe that that's going to cut down on the bleaching time, but we shall see, because that's what I'm going to be talking about next. So if you just want a pipe that's clean and not creepy, you can probably get away with a little bit of scrape, an X-Acto blade, that'll do it, a little toothpaste, and you can have something that's basically essentially black and not loaded up with really creepy deposits. So my next step, put this away, my next step was to bleach. So there's the bleach. It's quite yellow because I have left 3 stems in it for just over 12 hours, about 13 hours. So I'm going to show you how that worked out. These 3 pipe stems that you're about to see have all been scraped using the X-Acto knife, so they started basically black but still oxidized. So, let's see. Hoping this is going to focus okay. Apologies if it doesn't. When you bleach pipe stems, you need to cover the parts you want to protect with Vaseline. So here's what I did. I'll just show you quick. Got some Vaseline and a couple Q-tips, and I liberally coated the tenon. In this case, I'll turn it around here. In this case, I liberally coated the tenon, that vertical face of the stem, and the stinger, all with Vaseline. The reason that I wanted to protect these parts is that the bleaching will actually remove some material, and that's going to result in a looser fit. So you just think of the bleach as an etching agent. I wanted to protect everything here from any corrosion and removal of material. So I did that. On this one, it seems to have worked great. It's very black. It's still quite matte, so it's going to need some sanding or buffing. I'll do that in the next video, but I'm very happy with this result because there's no green to it and certainly no deposits. So that one, very happy. This one, moderately happy. I coated the tenon and that vertical face of the shank, so that worked well. What didn't work so well, I coated this logo. This is a chamois stem. I coated the logo with Vaseline, but I didn't go wide enough around it, and so I did lose some of that white paint that makes up the logo. I should have gone about 30% wider, like covered more area with Vaseline. So it worked okay, but I did lose some of that material, so I'm not happy about that, so be warned. My mistake, part of the learning curve. Hopefully you'll be able to protect yours better. You can see there's still some oxidation on here. It's going to have to be sanded off or buffed off, but this first step is going to give me a nice black stem, and I'm very happy about that. I didn't bother to plug it, so bleach did get inside this stem. When I drained it out of the bleach, this looked like coffee that came out, so that's been bleached inside and out. This is a Peterson stem, and of course I did the same thing. This is like a military pipe, so it's just a push fit. I protected everything up until where I figured there was no contact with the mortise in the pipe, tenon mortise. So yeah, that one worked out very good as well. So they're all quite matte. They're going to need a buff and a sand, But that's it. I'm very pleased. So there's step 2. Step 1, of course, was the scraping. Step 2, the bleaching. Number 3, the buffing. So that's it, guys and ladies. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Okay.